Hi and welcome to another desktop tutorial video. In today's video we will be discussing the Net Layout document type. To demonstrate, I created a new project in which we're going to use the bulk tools, cable block tools to import a cable block diagram for us, as well as create all the necessary connections and components that we will require. I will browse to the file so that we can have a look at how it is set up. This cable block import file has three sections: a section for our source tags, our cable tags, and our destination tags. It also has a section for our block diagram to show which connections are on which cable block diagram, as well as some additional columns. I'll start off this file with my PLC here, or my card panel. That will connect to this master panel. That master panel will then daisy chain to the next master panel, and it will also connect to its first node. That node will then daisy chain to the next node, and that one to the next. The same goes then for the second master panel. It will go to its node, and that node goes to the node that's connected to it. Then I'll have my instruments that are connected to each of those nodes. Now the order for this is quite important. As I said, we can also have additional columns in here. Now these columns will only apply to the source and cable tables. Now because I know there is an IO field in my instrument index table, I know it will apply it to those records. Notice that the cables that I'm using is bus cables and the instruments are bus instruments. I'll now close this file and we're going to import it via our bulk tools. After importing it, you'll see that you'll be presented with this view. I'm going to stick with the default options, and I'll just click the check tags and build connections with checked options button. When I check this, on the status bar at the bottom you'll see that it will create all the necessary components. It will go and connect all of the components with their cables, and it will also create, in this case, a cable block diagram for us. So I'll start that now. After it is finished, I'll go to my block connect module and I'll open up that cable block diagram. The amount of information is too much for the specific template, so I will choose my landscape A3 template. As I've mentioned, there is a specific order in which the components should be connected. A card panel can connect to a master panel. A master panel can connect to another master panel and daisy chain like that. A master panel can connect to its first node. That first node can then connect to the next node and daisy chain. And the instruments that are connected to that node then will connect from the instrument to the node. If the order for this is swapped around, there is no guarantee that the Net Layout document type will function correctly. Now to get to the master and node types that we've created. The master and node types are just generic panels. You'll have to look at each case to determine what type of panel it should be. If there are any instruments connected, then it should be a node panel. Otherwise, it can be a master panel. Let's generate a document in this card panel to demonstrate what the net layout document type looks like. So I'll select my panel, open it in components, and I'll create a new document. In this case, I want to create this for my first master panel, and I'm going to change the document type to net layout. As soon as I've done that and I go back to properties, you'll see that the layout has changed. Firstly, I'll select the master panel that I want to show, and then I'll select the netnodes 1 to 9.dgm file, and I'll preview it. After it is generated, you'll see that there's information about the PLC or the card panel that we generated the document in. We'll also have the master panel that we're focusing on, as well as the other master panels that will daisy chain with it. Then I've got my first node that is connected to it, as well as the other nodes that daisy chain with that one. I also have my instrument information that is connected to each node. We'll quickly have a look now at that specific template that we used, the netnodes 1 to 9. On this template, you'll see that we've got the panel information. So that is just a generic document token. But then we have this semi-auto type tokens over here. Now it differs slightly from the standard semi-auto document type, as it will have the orders together with the type in that text. So because I want to generate a master symbol over here, it must start with master, followed by the rest of that block's file name. Or I can just use the standard master. The nodes, you'll see, also has the same type of configuration. I've got nodes 1 up to 9 here at the bottom. But of course, because I only have 3 nodes connected to this master, the others won't display. To have a look at these configuration blocks, we'll go to auto config files, and I'll just open up, let's say, the master start, as we start with that one. You'll notice that the block that is used is this exact same block that is over there. The only difference is, of course, we can see the tokens, and it has this insert point over here. Now this text will then define where it aligns to my template. The top left hand corners of this text over here, this token, and this insert point will match up. The same goes for my node types. My node type also has this insert point text, and that will then align to the node text over here. Inside that node, you will also see this TT and then the order INS text. Now you'll see on the left hand side there is an ins.dgm file, which is then the instrument block that is pulled in. It also has this insert point that will match up with my TT token text. These files, of course, can be customized to display the information wherever you require it. The net layout document type is a cable connections only document type. That means that there is no detailed connections necessary for this to work. If I want to, however, I can go and add each instrument to a specific port onto these nodes. To do that, I will open up that node, I'll create a new card. I don't need a terminal strip or a document for this. And let's say I'll create 4 analog input channels and 4 analog output channels. Now of course you will create your own channels, not necessarily with this type of I/O. From here I will go to my card connect, open up that card, and then I'll connect the instruments to the specific channels. So I have FT, LT and TT001 in here for my analog inputs, and my FY and LY001 for my analog outputs. So that is FT01, LT01 and TT01 that I'll connect on the analog inputs, and then I'll connect my FY01 and my LY01. Now you'll notice that there is a space open where channel 4 isn't used, so I'll save my card connect. I'll go back to my components, I'll open up my PLC, and I'll generate the document again. So because we did the card connect, you'll see that my FT, LT and TT would be connected then to channel 1, 2 and 3, and the FY and LY is connected to 5 and 6 on that card. Once again, we did not do any detailed connections, we only associated the instruments to the specific channel. To summarize, the net layout document type is a semi-auto generated document. That means that it has a template and blocks are placed wherever specified. To select the net layout document type, it must be populated in the pick list. The net layout document type works with cable connections and not detailed connections. That is why we could have just imported a cable block diagram and it worked. The components used for net layout are generic components. Each component should be chosen depending on what type of component it is. If there are instruments connecting to that component, it should be a node panel. Otherwise, it can either be a node or a master panel. Then lastly, the components are connected in a specific order. Card panels connect to master panels. Master panels daisy chain to other master panels. And a master panel connects to its first node panel. Node panels daisy chain to other node panels. Bus instruments connect to node panels. Thank you for watching this Desktop tutorial video. We trust it was informative.